Good morning, Pure Peace Life Coaching friends and family. This is Tahira, CEO and owner of Pure Peace Life Coaching. Happy New Year, everybody. How are you guys doing? Okay, so there's so much to talk about. There's so much to cover. But today, I would like to dedicate this post to all of the men of Pure Peace Life Coaching. I had a client email me and ask me, what's up with the guys of Pure Peace? And I'm just like, you know what? I don't know. So this is for you guys. This is for you. This is for the men. I want to hear from you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk. Let's have a real talk. I've been thinking a lot of my past relationships and, the role that I've had in those breakdowns. And, I have to be 100% accountable for my role in the breakdown of my relationships. So what does that mean, right? I know, for myself, personally, there have been many times where I was insecure. I was jealous. I didn't know myself. And I wasn't being responsible and accountable for any of that. Right? All I had was judgment, blame for him. And I was not willing to be responsible because after all, I was right. And I was right about him being a bad guy. I was right about him being mean. I was right about all of that. This is all because I was more concerned with being right than being kind or being loved. Because being right meant that I wasn't lovable, or, I wasn't worthy of love, or I wasn't worthy of his kindness. I wasn't worthy. I wasn't worthy. So, that kind of brought up a reaction in me. So to be real about that, I had to see, like, dang, what is that about? Because it didn't start with him, clearly, right? I didn't just wake up and be like, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving of him. Chances are, this is being real. And Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but this is, it. I just, there were just incidents from my childhood that I didn't let go, that I was holding on to, that I never communicated to my dad. I didn't communicate that I was, disappointed about certain things with him not coming through. And, I think that just shaped my existence, my existence in as far as like relationships go and who I was or who I thought I was. He didn't show up for this. We had a sporting event and he said that he was going to come. And then like the night before he called and he was like, oh, I'm not going to make it. And like for me, I just made that mean that I wasn't important enough. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't important enough for him to come, see me run or whatever. And I kept that. I held on to that reality. And that's how I went into my adulthood, my dating relationships. And it could be the slightest thing. Like he could show up late and I'd be like, oh, you showing up late? So you don't care about my time? You don't value me? What's up? And in reality, it had nothing to do with him. So what happened? He was late. What I made it mean? I made it mean that I made his lateness mean that he didn't care about me. He didn't care about my time. I wasn't important enough for him to be on time. He was just late. The bus was late. The train was late. He was just late. Right? And ladies, a lot of the time, we have all this residual stuff from our past that we bring into our relationships, and we project so hard on these men who are already basically trying to survive in this world. I think that men get a lot of flack. It's like, are they good enough? Are they competitive enough? Are they a good provider? Are they a good protector? At the end of the day, I think men, this is just my own thoughts, my truth, but I think men, just like women, want to be heard. They want to be loved. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be respected. They want to be honored. They don't want to be criticized at every step. Just like, women, we don't want to be criticized at every step. For me, I respond to people who, will be gentle with me and generous with me in, letting me know what works and what doesn't work. I don't respond well to, anger or don't do this or don't do that. I'm not going to listen to you. Like, no, I don't care. I think at times, for me, in the past, I felt like men didn't have like the same emotions that we do, or men didn't have the same amount of compassion or empathy or feelings that I did. I just felt like, they're wired different. They don't care about stuff. They don't care about love and feelings and all that. They just want to have sex. How could that be true? I mean, it was true then because that was my reality and that's the people that I was attracting. But as my consciousness grew and my self-awareness grew, I attracted more men who were not just very emotionally expressive, but they were communicators and they were real and just honest about what's so. And even now, in the last year, where I learned the word vulnerability, wow, vulnerability as in just being real about what my flaws are, my breakdowns, the things that make me sad, the things that make me cry. Just being real with that, with the men, not necessarily lovers, but just friends, being real and just showing me, like, not this perfect woman, not this perfect person, just me showing that I can hurt, that I can cry. That gives people, especially men, the outlet to be real also when they feel safe with you, when they feel that they can trust you, and when they feel they're not being judged. They're not so different. And I'll tell you, I just get so much value when a man can share so openly about his shortcomings, his downfalls, and, just like the intricate part of him when he feels like he has failed. It's extremely humbling to hear. It's extremely, extremely humbling to hear, men who have cheated. And then, they talk about how, they know it affected their families, or, men who know that they have dogged women out. And then they come into the realization of how awful that is for them, for the woman, and they do feel bad. They feel badly about it. They feel terrible, right? And a lot of them don't ever forgive themselves. At the core of all of this, and this is what, like, the core of my work, is that we all just really want to be gotten. We all want to be heard. We all want to be understood. We all just want to be loved with no strings attached, no pretenses. Just love me, hear me, feel me, have my back. Let me show you all of me and love me like that. Don't try to change me. Support me, hold me up, lift me up. But don't criticize and tear me down, especially when I'm already down. And I think that's the case for a lot of these men, like they just want to be gotten, somebody to have their back. And I think ultimately that's what women want too. right? It's not so much, men are from Mars, women from Venus. Sure, we are. But at the core, to be loved, to be honored, to be acknowledged. Really, that's it. I just want to say to all of the men out there, Pure Peace family or not, just the real men out there. There are women out here, real women, that know that you exist. We know. And get that women, just like men, where we're still figuring it out. We're still figuring ourselves out. And let me speak for myself. I'm still figuring myself out. I know my triggers now. Like, I'm aware of what they are. I'm aware of my insecurities. I'm aware of the things that, kind of trip me up a little bit. I'm aware. And I'm working on them. And I'm always going to be real about that. I'm just me. I'm just a regular woman working on being the best woman ever for me. And the best me possible. And then, I'll encounter and meet men that are working on being the best them possible. Vulnerabilities, scars, wounds, and all. So, yeah. Let's do that. Just be real, right? Be real. Look in the mirror. Don't point the finger. People will be who they be. But all you can control is who you be. So, honor yourself, right? Cut yourself some slack and love people the way they are. And if the relationship that you're having doesn't serve you, then you gotta go. Move on, right? Thank you for being here, listening to Miss Tahira speak on men and women and what we want. You can visit me at purepeacelifecoaching.com or on Facebook. And once you go to my website, you'll see all of my contact information there. I just hope you guys have a purely peaceful day. Have a fantastic weekend. And love yourselves and love each other. Okay? Have a purely peaceful day, everybody. Peace.